We have so much news coming out in the world of boxing right now, and things are just getting started. We have so many insane fights on the horizon, and so much news to cover. So, what's going on in the world of boxing? Well, stay tuned to today's video as we're going to discuss Kambosos Jr Tells Haney, DAZN got no money for you. First up we have Kambosos Jr Tells Haney, DAZN got no money for you. In one of our most recent stories, we have Kambosos Jr taunting his soon-to-be opponent over money and not being able to secure a fight against him. Over the past week or so, Kambosos Jr appears to be taunting Devin Haney because of an upcoming fight. Kambosos stated that there is no money for Haney under his network platform, DAZN, where many fighters have cards nowadays. If you don't remember who they are, you might recognize them from the Logan Paul versus KSI 2 fight, or even Jake Paul's other fights over the past year or so. They started off as a small and independent company, but have risen to being one of boxing's most well-known networks for newer and upcoming boxers. Haney is the one right now who wants to fight Kambosos, but there are two other fights who seem more likely to get a paycheck from DAZN to fight him. Both Vasily Lomachenko and Ryan Garcia are more likely than Devin Haney to get a chance with Kambosos in the ring. DAZN seems to see both Garcia and Lomachenko as bigger moneymakers than Haney, but obviously Haney disagrees. What do you think? Let us know down in the comments section below. And now, on to some more boxing news. And now up next we have Vidal Riley vs Tommy Fury. Riley wants to be respected as a boxer, not an online personality. What was said to be the biggest influencer boxing match in the world was cancelled late last year because Tommy Fury pulled out of his fight against Jake Paul. Clearly, Paul was only taking the match for the fame, and that Tommy Fury was taking it for the money Jake offered him. Paul was going to give Fury a lot of money that Fury wouldn't have gotten from boxing over his lifetime. With the advent of Tommy's pullout, many other fighters have been pitched against him for his redemption match. One in particular is a very popular British boxer by the name of Vidal Riley. Though Riley hasn't had that many professional fights, he is known for training KSI for his matches against Logan Paul and his first fight against YouTuber Joe Weller. Riley is an experienced boxer and has been in the sport from a very young age, even though he is new to the professional game. Riley hasn't lost a match yet and is scheduled for another fight in the coming weeks. One fight that could really propel his career is fighting Tommy Fury. Because of their big followings online, this could actually happen if they both were down for it. Riley has stated in the past that Tommy Fury really doesn't have what it takes to become a fighter like his brother, or anyone else for that matter. However, when asked about possibly setting up a fight with Tommy Fury, Riley had some great things to say about his career. Instead of wanting a popular fight, he clearly wants to focus on his own craft and his career, instead of enhancing his social media presence with a fight against Fury. Riley wants to enhance his skill and focus on fights instead. His promoters also had some choice words about the possible fight. He stated, but he wants to go the traditional way. He is looking at the British title, where Richard Riakporhe, Mikael Lowell, and Chris Billum-Smith already are. Vidal wants to mix it with them. He wants to be respected as a boxer, not an online personality. But when you can do both, that's when the big fights really happen. Clearly, it's not off the table altogether, but Riley wants to become a well-respected boxer, not someone who fights for fame and money. What do you think about Riley's stance on a Tommy Fury fight? Should he not take an offer if it's presented to him? Maybe you think he's missed an insane opportunity. Let us know down in the comments section below. Now we have Eddie Hearn thinks Dillian Whyte staying silent is a good plan. Though nothing is completely confirmed at this point, it does look like Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte will be fighting in late April. At this point, it is all but confirmed, and we're seeing Tyson Fury go into camp as we have already spoken about in this video. However, from Whyte's side of things, we haven't really heard much, if anything at all. He hasn't spoken on the fight at all, and his team have said nothing about the fight being confirmed. Recently, Eddie Hearn spoke about the upcoming fight between Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte and made an interesting comment on Dillian's strategy for staying silent. He said that it's smart and funny that Whyte is staying so silent as the fight gets closer and closer. Whyte seems to be playing both sides here. He wants to keep silent so tickets don't sell, but he also wants to keep a mystery going around his upcoming fight. What do you think about his tactics? Do you agree with his practice, or should he just state if he's fighting or not? Let us know down in the comment section below. Next up is Jake Paul is adamant about fighting Canelo Alvarez and believes he can become a boxing champion. Jake Paul is always going to be someone who talks a lot. He is always speaking about different things in the boxing world and in his own life. Most recently, we saw him talk about someone else he wants to get in the boxing ring with and who could possibly promote the fight. He really wants to fight Canelo Alvarez, and it looks like Eddie Hearn wants to be the one to promote this. They were on a podcast together not long ago when Hearn was asked if Jake Paul could become a championship fighter. Eddie responded by saying he didn't think that Jake Paul could become a championship fighter, but that Jake Paul loves proving people wrong. There are so many amazing fighters in the world of boxing right now, and Jake Paul just needs to prove himself a little more. We could see another boxing fight happening soon with Paul or a UFC bout. We will have to wait and see what the future holds for Jake Paul. And finally, Tyson Fury, very fat training for Dillian Whyte in Dubai. For the past few months, Tyson Fury has been trying to get another fight after he destroyed Deontay Wilder and took back the title of heavyweight champion of the world. Since that fight, he's been trying to get a few different fighters in the ring with him. Tyson has now confirmed his next fight, and it will be sometime in late April against Dillian Whyte. In preparation for his next fight, Tyson, of course, is back in training camp. However, it has been reported by Scott Gilfoyle that Tyson Fury is still pretty fat right now. We all know that Tyson Fury doesn't fight in the same shape as many other fighters. He enjoys having a bit of weight on his body and not being ripped or showing off his abs. Many are saying that Tyson has let himself go and that he took his time off a little too seriously. Tyson seems to have put on lots of weight over the past few months, but many are ignoring his past. Tyson isn't the sort of guy to give up or let himself go. No matter what shape he's in, Tyson will sort himself out and lose that weight. He will get down to a weight that suits him best and that he wants to fight Dillian Whyte at. What do you think of Tyson Fury's current situation? Do you believe he's going to get this weight gone and be more than ready to fight Whyte at the end of April? Or do you think he doesn't care about this fight enough, just like his brother a few months back? Let us know down in the comments section below. And that is the end of today's video. Boxing always has something insane going on, and these next few months show just how insane it can be. 2022 has basically just begun, and we already have some amazing fights to look forward to. With the future being so open for boxing, we could see another insane fight that no one is expecting, just like Logan Paul vs. Floyd Mayweather. What will you be watching and who will you be supporting? Let us know down in the comments section below. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comments section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye.